Hello everyone, this is my second update of the £100,000 portfolio. I'm hoping to release these updates every 2 months to provide a consistent trackings, and some of you might find that beneficial. So as a quick recap using Yahoo Finance, the original cost of the portfolio was 101,000 and we're using April 2005 as the starting point. So this balance here of 112,000 is from the end of May. We have 2 ETF trackers, one being a FTSE 100 tracker and one being an all-world tracker. Then we've got 3 shares, HICL, Kier and easyJet. And if we recall, easyJet was posting an overall loss of £107, but because of dividends was technically in the black. So by the end of May, the total value of the shares stood at about 112,000, and 3,000 was also received in dividends. This 25,000 is the cash value of the premium bonds, and the premium bonds for the year brought in 1,175. So that figure is actually 26,170. So over the last 2 months, some significant movement has occurred. The Iran war has had a bit of a yo-yo effect, but currently the markets seem to be recovering and they're again chasing highs. The other significant swing is the easyJet shares. As mentioned, they were posting a loss, excluding the dividends. So to add a little context to what's happening with easyJet, I mentioned in the last update about the headwinds that regarding the wars. easyJet also dropped out of the FTSE 100 in March, and that eroded the investment opportunities from people that invest in the FTSE 100, for instance. So that all have affected the share price. I must not have been alone about this buying opportunity of the undervalued share price. So much so that 2 American funds, Castlelake and Apollo, made respective bids of £6.90 and £7.15 per share. The current share price is £6.30, and that's up from the £3.90 it was at the end of May. And that's where the £10,000 uplift has come from. By 5 p.m. on the 7th, they'll need to have submitted an official bid or they have to walk away for 6 months. This could see the share price crash, or if it's agreed, it'll likely rise near to the limit of the bid. The sentiment of the share price being at £6.70 is indicating not a lot of confidence in the deal getting over the line. This is partly due to the EU ownership requirements, and the 2 funds have not released any potential structure, hence there's doubts about the deals being completed. From my perspective, I could sell now and bank the gain, but then I could lose out on about £3,000 if the deal actually was agreed. Alternatively, if the share price falls, I'm basically in the same position I was 2 months ago. And that's with the future potential upside when the headwinds become tailwinds. Now, obviously, that's dependent on the war ending and the fuel price returning to normal. So it could be a few years down the line before that normality and the gain could be realised. Let's compare the values between our 2 updates so far. At the end of May, we had a gain of 14,800. Now remember, the dividends haven't been reinvested. If we jump our 2 months, we're now 12,500 more at 27,500. And as you can see, we got an extra 500 in dividends during the 2 months. Now, regarding the premium bonds, we've had another £375 from the 2 months, but that's because the start of June wasn't included in the last update. Now that's working out at 3.44% year to date, which is a little bit lower than the 4.6, but is probably in the ballpark of what to expect from premium bonds. So here we've got the main changes for the 2 months. The FTSE 100, the World Tracker, HICL, Kier and easyJet. And obviously, if you notice, easyJet's jump is quite massive, which is obviously doing the heavy lifting. And if I could get £6,000 every month, I'd already be retired. So the year to date, the premium bonds are bringing in 3.44%. We know that the bank rate is currently at 3.75%. And if you didn't know, the bond market, you can get a gilt that's over 5% guaranteed. If you're interested in gilts, I have a video talking about cash ISA reduction and gilt alternative. Go to the home page and you'll easily be able to find it. To finish this off, on paper, I've had a very profitable 2 months, gaining over £12,000. But it's all depending on a single share, easyJet, and that may well be wiped out by the next update, or a forced sale, which will lock in and I'll have to reinvest in something else.